Mohon perhatiannya, para peserta yang masih ada di silakan isi kartu kertas. Acara akan segera kita mulai. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Yang terhormat Wakil Rektor 4 Universitas Negeri Malang, Profesor Senior Mabel PhD. Yang terhormat Kepala UPT Perpustakaan UM, Ibu Renzia yang keluar SSMA PhD. Yang terhormat Kepala Perpustakaan UIN Malang, Bapak Mufid SAG MU. Yang terhormat Subkoordinator Tata Usaha Perpustakaan UM, Bapak Authorship Esos. Yang terhormat narasumber seminar dari Tang, Director di Accounts Customer Engagement Manager. Yang terhormat para tenaga kependidikan UPT Perpustakaan UM dan para peserta seminar yang berbahagia. Puji syukur kehadirat Allah Subhanahu wa taala, Tuhan yang Maha Esa yang telah memberikan limpah rahmat dan karunia-Nya sehingga kita dapat bertemu hari ini dalam keadaan yang insyaallah sehat walafiat tanpa kurang suatu apapun. Kami ucapkan selamat datang dalam kegiatan Authorship Seminar How to Get Published and Useful Tools of Researchers yang diselenggarakan hari ini Senin 31 Juli tahun 2023 di ruang aula UPT Perpustakaan Tang. Tujuan acara pada hari ini adalah sebagai berikut. Yang pertama adalah pembukaan, yang kedua sambutan Kepala UPT Perpustakaan UM, yang ketiga sambutan Wakil Rektor 4 UM, yang keempat pemaparan materi oleh Ibu Mabel, Director Key Accounts Spring Manager, yang kelima Tang, yang keenam dan yang ketujuh penutupan. Hadirin yang berbahagia, agar acara dapat berlangsung dengan lancar dan bermanfaat bagi kita semua, marilah kita memulai acara pada hari ini dengan berdoa terlebih dahulu. Berdoa sesuai dengan kepercayaan masing-masing. Selesai. Hadirin yang berbahagia, marilah kita dengarkan sambutan dari Kepala UPT Perpustakaan UM kepada Ibu Lorenzia Yanuar SSFA PhD. Dipersilakan.
Kepala Perpustakaan UIN Malang Ibrahim, Kepala Perpustakaan Sastra Wijaya, tim Springer Nature, Bapak Ibu, dosen, pustakawan, dan mahasiswa dari UM, UB, dan juga UIN Malang. Selamat datang di Perpustakaan UM, baik secara online maupun offline. Saya senang sekali banyak ya yang bisa hadir secara langsung dalam acara pada pagi hari ini, yang merupakan kerjasama antara Springer Nature bersama dengan 3 perpustakaan perguruan tinggi negeri di Kota Malang, yaitu UM, UB, dan UIN Maulana Ibrahim. Ketiga kampus ini memang menjalin kerjasama dalam satu konsorsium bersama untuk melanggan Springer Nature. Perlu diketahui, akses Springer Nature di Perpustakaan UM terbuka untuk Civitasnya mulai dari periode Januari sampai Desember 2023 ya. Semoga bisa berlanjut untuk di tahun ke depannya. Konsorsium ini, Bapak Ibu, adalah sebuah bukti bahwa ketiga perpustakaan ini memiliki visi yang sama untuk mempermudah akses terhadap publikasi. Saya ucapkan terima kasih pada Bapak Wernitak yang sudah berkenan hadir untuk nantinya juga akan memberikan sambutan dan membuka acara hari ini. Terima kasih telah mendukung kerjasama UPT Perpustakaan baik secara nasional maupun internasional. Pak Arif juga sebetulnya tadi berniat hadir di sini sebagai peserta ya, karena memang kepedulian beliau publikasi internasional itu sangat tinggi sekali. Patut kita belajar. Kemudian bagi tim Springer Nature, saya ucapkan terima kasih terutama kepada Miss Mabel Tang selaku Director Key Accounts and Customer Engagement di Springer Nature. Thank you for coming all the way here from Hong Kong, and also terima kasih Bu Nelly dan juga Mbak Mili ya atas dukungannya. Kegiatan ini adalah sebuah upaya untuk mempromosikan akses terhadap Springer Nature agar keterpakaiannya bisa maksimal. Dan setelah kegiatan ini diharapkan ada dampak ya, semakin banyaknya publikasi internasional mahasiswa di ketiga kampus di Malang ini. Dan tentunya publikasi yang diharapkan adalah publikasi yang berkualitas ya, bukan hanya yang bisa terbit di jurnal nasional atau indeks Civitas, tapi juga di jurnal-jurnalnya Springer. Mari Bapak Ibu, adik-adik mahasiswa semua, kita manfaatkan kesempatan ini sebaik-baiknya dan kita gali berbagai informasi tentang publikasi dan penelitian yang tersedia di Springer langsung dari narasumbernya. Baik, tanpa kata saya akan menyakiti pembukaan ini. Sebelumnya saya ucapkan terima kasih untuk tim perpustakaan UM yang sudah membantu mempersiapkan acara dengan sebaik mungkin. Mohon maaf jika ada kekurangan. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sampai jumpa di acara perpustakaan berikutnya dan salam literasi.
Terima kasih Bu Renzi atas sambutannya dan tentu menginspirasi kita semua. Baik, hadirin yang berbahagia, selanjutnya mari kita saksikan sambutan dari Wakil Rektor 4 UM kepada Bapak Profesor Insinyur Arif Nur Rahman, PhD, dipersilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang kami hormati Kepala Perpustakaan UM dan seluruh tim yang mempersiapkan acara pagi hari ini. Yang kami hormati mitra-mitra konsorsium dari Perpustakaan dan Dengan, serta seluruh delegasi yang hadir di aula ini, serta khusus narasumber kita, Tang. Okay, thank you for your coming to our laboratory and also your expansion in Asia. Thank you very much for your coming. Serta Mas dan Mbak serta kawan-kawan semua yang menyempatkan waktunya hadir di Perpustakaan UM, serta pula seluruh publik yang hadir di online. Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, ini luar biasa sekali, meskipun sebetulnya kami hadir ingin sebagai peserta karena menarik acaranya, tetapi alhamdulillah pagi hari ini bisa memberi sambutan dan kami berharap menjadi satu bagian yang secara berkala nanti diadakan di perpus ini, walaupun kemasannya saat ini adalah dalam publisher. Bapak Ibu semuanya dan para hadirin yang ada di online, ada dua hal yang ingin kami sampaikan di pagi hari ini. Yang pertama adalah peneliti dan yang kedua adalah resource. Sebagai peneliti maka ada bagian penting yang harus dilakukan. Yang pertama adalah meneliti yang nanti menghasilkan output yang baik sehingga bisa dimanfaatkan dan didiseminasikan secara luas baik nasional maupun internasional. Nah, yang kedua adalah sebagai peneliti, apakah itu dosen, mahasiswa atau publik, maka harus didukung resource yang cukup baik. Salah satunya adalah resource dalam bentuk literasi atau referensi. Tentu di sana kita bisa memilih berbagai sumber yang digunakan untuk mendukung riset kita. Tetapi apakah sumber-sumber itu dalam kaitannya sudah dipublish atau belum dipublish, itu memiliki pangsa pembaca yang luas, ataukah masuk dalam reputasi publikasi yang baik. Nah, inilah hari ini Bapak Ibu cara untuk mendapatkan dan memilah di dalamnya, insya Allah akan dikupas dengan narasumber kita yang saat ini bekerja sama dengan Springer Nature. Nah, mudah-mudahan kehadiran beliau ini nanti membuka wacana kita bagaimana mengeksplor lebih baik dengan memanfaatkan berbagai resource yang ada. Nah, Bapak Ibu yang saat ini tren itu adalah kehadiran artificial intelligence dalam bentuk writing, sehingga beberapa peneliti menggunakan referensi, ketikan, cuplikan atau mitra dalam bentuk chat GPT, dan itu menjadi bagian yang sangat penting untuk bisa dipilah dan dimanfaatkan. Dan itu saya yakin Bapak Ibu kita saat ini sangat dipermudah dengan berbagai tools yang mampu mendukung pekerjaan kita di dalam konteks riset. apakah sebagai mahasiswa ataukah sebagai peneliti. Oleh karena itulah Bapak Ibu, yang terpenting adalah bagaimana kita bisa memilih referensi yang baik dan bagaimana kita bisa memilih referensi itu dinilai dengan apa yang sedang dikupas dalam studi tersebut. Sehingga tidak sekedar banyak-banyak referensi, tidak sekedar dikutip dari publisher yang cukup panjang, tetapi Bapak Ibu perlu diperhatikan bagaimana mendapatkannya dan bagaimana ini caranya. Nah, oleh karena itulah hari ini kami yakin tahun depan ada kegiatan serupa dalam konteks yang berbeda tapi masih berbasis adalah riset dan publikasi. Betul-betul nanti di dalam konteks ini Perpus juga bisa menghadirkan dalam bentuk tidak lagi publisher yang ilegal, mungkin dalam bentuk grade. Mungkin tahun depan bisa dalam bentuk kaitannya riset dan grant. Nah, inilah menjadi bagian tahap ketiganya, mungkin dalam bentuk kolaborasi antara publisher, riset fund, riset grant, dan peneliti. Polanya berbeda-beda, tetapi kemasannya dalam bentuk yang authorship seminar, misalnya seperti itu. Itu Bapak Ibu yang ingin kami tegaskan. Mudah-mudahan Bapak Ibu bisa meluangkan hari ini hingga acaranya selesai dan mudah-mudahan pula akan membawa manfaat ke depan untuk Bapak Ibu di lain waktu. Saya yakin sebagai peneliti Bapak Ibu punya gagasan dan punya publikasi. Sebagai gagasan yang terpublikasi, tentu Bapak Ibu berharap disitasi. Artinya Bapak Ibu dirujuk oleh orang lain. Bagaimana Bapak Ibu dirujuk orang lain, maka Bapak Ibu harus bisa mempromosikan terbit pada terbitan yang banyak pangsa pasarnya. Nah, oleh karena itulah Bapak Ibu sangat penting untuk memilah dan memilih bagaimana menentukan jurnal dan resource-nya. Oke Bapak Ibu, memenuhi permintaan panitia, kita buka Authorship Seminar How to Get Published and the Useful Tools for Research. Kita mulai secara resmi dengan mengucap Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Pak atas sambutan yang telah menginspirasi kita semua. Baik hadirin yang berbahagia, kita masuk pada acara inti hari ini, yaitu dalam Authorship Seminar How to Get Published and the Useful Tool for Researchers yang disampaikan oleh narasumber kita hari ini. Dibantu oleh moderator hari ini yaitu Ibu Mabel, kami persilakan.
Terima kasih MC. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, namo buddhaya, Om Swastiastu, dan selamat pagi kepada Bapak Ibu sekalian. Saya hari ini akan bilingual dalam menjadi moderator. Mabel sedikit-sedikit mungkin baik. Yang saya hormati Bapak Profesor Insinyur Arif Nur Afandi selaku Wakil Rektor 4 Bidang Sistem Informasi Hubungan Masyarakat dan Kerjasama Universitas Negeri Malang. Yang saya hormati Lorencia Yanuar selaku Kepala UPT Perpustakaan. Dan saya hormati Bapak Mufid Efnum selaku Kepala UPT Perpustakaan Maulana Malik Ibrahim. Yang saya hormati Bapak Iwan Permadi. Saya lihat ya panitia itu nggak maafkan ya hadir. Panitia hadir. Saya sebutkan namanya. Energinya sama. Nah, jadi dan minta tolong besok jangan bola. Amai itu sudah bisa memetakan, misalnya kalau belnya nggak nyala, siapa yang maju? Kalau jangan, karena mau menyelesaikan satu yang tinggi. Dan yang saya hormati our speaker, Mabel Tang, selaku Director YKM Customer Engagement Asia Pacific Senior Manager. Dan yang saya hormati juga Ibu Nyari Arif yang juga hadir di sini selaku senior licensing manager.
Peserta yang kalau yang
Let me introduce myself. I'm Yuyani. Today I will be your moderator dalam kegiatan Springer Nature Authorship Seminar How to Get Published and the Useful Tool for Researchers. Today we will learning step by step submit in Springer Nature, preparing the manuscripts, navigating the journal submissions process. This presentation is intended so that we can understand the process of submitting articles and tips and tricks and how to become a contributor. But before, I will read a short brief profile of our speaker. Give me a moment. I will share our speaker profile. Wait. I will share it. So Mabel is charge of marketing and key account activities and promotions for the Asia Pacific regions by supporting libraries and research communities in terms of online or on-site promotions as well as trainings and talks. The products and solutions subscribed by institutions can reach out to patrons and right targets. After receiving her master in linguistics in UK, Mabel worked in editorial field for 8 years, and then changed to marketing with MBA degree. Prior joining Springer, she worked for other trade magazines and Macmillan Publishing Ltd. Mabel likes motions and movement of one eye. They have been practicing it for more than 10 years. Now, this is some regulations before we start. So participants in online, please kindly to mute by default. We have time Q&A sessions. After Mabel presentations, we will have Q&A sessions, and please use Q&A box or chat or unmute yourself to ask the questions directly to Mabel. And if you're not confident to ask Mabel in English, you can ask in Bahasa, and I will help you to translate in English. And last, there will be online quiz by Mabel. The answer will be found in the speaker presentations. Please pay attention and get the prizes. And Mabel, are you ready? How you feel today? Yeah, I'm so excited, right? You can see all the audience, so excited to. So, Mabel, the time is yours.
Bapak Ibu, selamat pagi. Yeah, a while ago I was meeting the Lorenza, and then my colleague teased me because this is the only bahasa I can speak, and not true because I can say selamat siang, selamat malam. So anytime you meet me, I'm able to reach you. But I do want to learn more about in the future. Learning a language is really, really difficult. And I think I'm too old to learn. But still, I just want to, learn some more words so that I can talk to you in the future. And today I'm extremely happy to be here because after the pandemic, this is the very first time I can do the talk in person. And then the first job I choose is Malang. So, thank you.
Allah mengatakan la yuhibbullahu al-jahra bis-su'i minal qawli illa man zulim. Allah nggak suka doa keburukan itu kecuali orang yang zalimi itu dihukum sama Allah Azza wa Jalla. Tapi antum doa.
First of all, I want to thank you for organizing this workshop, and also thank you and Malang to join so that we can present the talk to other universities as well.
Nanti
why
akan
should
sendiri
we
kok.
have to, organize the author workshop like today? Because we have seen Indonesian researchers are publishing research publications year-on-year increased in over 20%. When comparing with the global trend, the global is only 6% in terms of publication output every year. So there's a big growth and rapid growth of Indonesian publication output in the past 5 years. So I think Indonesia will be the future for scientific international publishers like us to work with you. I think one of the problems that most of the researchers in Indonesia facing is how to structure the manuscript, how to write it in a proper English, and how to approach the international publishers. This is something we want to understand, and we want to know how to do it. So here I am. So hopefully, the workshop today or the seminar today will give you some tips on how to structure your manuscript, how to write to the journal editor, how to get the acceptance for your manuscript. And I would say this is a win-win for everybody in Asia. Okay. And before we start, one thing I want to know more, because I don't know which faculty you're from, what subject you're strong with. So, if you don't mind, I want to do a little, it's not quiz, it's a little, how to say, understanding. So you can scan this QR code, or you can type a Mentimeter as a link, and this is the code 78588262. For those who are online, you can also scan this code and put it in the code. So I will wait until a couple of minutes so that you can scan the code. This is something I like to go in person because this is more interactive.
Tentang apa ini, guys? Perpustakaan.
Anyone who needs more time? Yeah. Okay, I don't see any more hands up, so I will move to Mentimeter. Okay? Okay, 1 minute. So welcome those who are online also join this Mentimeter. Right? So I will move to the Mentimeter now. I just pick this picture. Are people giving me hearts? I love it. Okay, so I will first, what is your research area or study subject? That means what is your major right now? Linguistics, oh, that's mine as well. Statistics, accounting. Guess what? What is that? Bikin apa itu pesol? Ada yang bisa kasih pesol ya? Pel atau typo? And every year, we have yeah, I can see quite a lot of humanity and social science subjects, biology education, mathematics education, English education. You know, this is a word cloud, so the word bigger means that those of them, you know, have more people in that subject area. Okay, so I think basically this is what you have given me the impression. I would say more like education, learning and teaching, language. So most of them falls into the social and humanities science. Okay, the next question is, while working on an article, what do you write first? If you want to submit a manuscript, what do you write first? Is it a title and abstract? Is it an introduction and discussion? Is it a reference? Or just randomly pick any portion that you're familiar with? We see a lot of people focus on reference and discussion. Right. I think most of you would like to, you know, do the introduction and discussion first, then followed by other like methodology, title and abstract, etc. Thank you for the answer. And then which part of your article you will struggle the most with? That means you are very hard to find the idea to write. Is it the title and beginning? Is it the abstract and keywords? Is it method? Is it the conclusion? I think most of you find title at the beginning the most difficult part because you have to think of the title to be impressive. And also, once you start it, you know what to follow. I think that is the most difficult part. Most of you. All right. The last question is, what do you look for when choosing a journal? Is it the speed of publication? Is it the detailed and informative peer review? Is it the readership and reputation of the journal? Or the impact factor? See, up to now, the readership, the reputation is the importance of people. Okay. Why do I have to ask these questions? Because actually Actually, this will be like the flow of my presentation. I know what you are struggling with. I want to know what part you will put a lot of time to work on. So that in my presentation afterwards, it's more like I kind of give you tips how to structure manuscript, how to choose the right journal, and then how to convince the journal editor to accept your articles. That will be the goal of my presentation today. Okay, yeah, the topic of this workshop is how to get published. But the main purpose of this workshop, the author workshop, is not to teach you how to be an author, but how to be an effective communicator. Your goal should not be only to be read, to be published, but also to be widely read in view. And only in this way that you have impact and influence. When your papers have more impact, they will be more highly cited. And then you will build up the representation, and also you can build up your institution's reputation. And all of which will help you launch your career and establish more international collaborations. So to do this, you need to logically organize all your ideas throughout the manuscript, so your readers really understand the impact of your study. You need to have an efficient publication strategy, so you are publishing in the most appropriate journal to reach out to your target audience. You need to be able to navigate peer review to improve the quality of paper and publishing quickly. And because of this will be the three topics I would like to take. And you will hear me many times focus on impact and influence. Because why you have to publish articles? Because you really want to get the impact and influence in the field. So before I move on, I just want to know how many of you know Spreading Nature? Have you heard of Spreading Nature? Yeah. But still, I do want to take a minute to explain all of you the idea of picture. So in 2015, Springer and Macmillan Science and Education Group, which owns Nature as one of the subsidiaries, merged to become one company, Springer Nature. And we have more than 10,000 employees based in over 15 countries. And under the umbrella of Springer Nature, our company publishes many top brands in academics, including Springer, Nature, Biomed Central, Macmillan, Healthgrade, and Scientific American. So Springer Nature is the name of a corporate or the name of a publisher. And Nature, Healthgrade, Springer, etc. are the brands and imprints under Springer Nature. We have several divisions. I think most relevant to higher education or to you is the research division. Just research division, we handle 1 million submissions a year and publish 350,000 articles. Springlink and Nature.com platforms are the two major platforms of all the research resources sit. And we have 1 billion downloads a year, which is quite a huge number. And apart from journal articles, we also have a bundle of books. Each year we publish more than 13,000 new books. And these articles and books are handled by our internal editors together with a team of academic editors from different fields and research areas. Springer Nature in recent years is following the global trends and policy of most countries and putting open access publishing as our top priority. And up to now, 16% of the world's open access papers come from Springer Nature. And for researchers to support open access, it is essential that they can continue to publish in the journals that best reach their audience and discipline. The number of OA journals has increased substantially over the past few years. And Spring Nature also keeps expanding our portfolio of fully open access titles across the systems. Up to now, we have only 600, but we are expanding. And to reach scale quickly, and also for researchers to be able to rely on the journals they know and trust, we need to transition path for existing journals. The Spring Open Choice model that we have established many years ago has developed into huge transformative journals portfolio of over 1,700 titles. How many of you have heard of transformative agreements? Not many. But I would tell you that you may be surprised, and I'm surprised too. Actually, last year or 2 years ago, Indonesia is the #1 country among Southeast Asia to publish in open access. So you should not neglect the impact of open access. I will mention more open access in the later slide. And in terms of both, Spring Nature is the largest publishers among other scientific publishers. You can see in this chart that we publish both way ahead of other publishers like Taylor and Francis, etc., and covering more disciplines such as science and technology, medicine, humanities, and social science. And we publish around 12,000 books every year. In most of the disciplines we are leading, as I said, we are particularly strong in select science and art science. Just the social science and humanities sciences are behind Taylor and Francis. But after we have acquired Pell-Brain Magellan, other small publishers, we are building up a portfolio of our social and humanities science. And hopefully, in a few more years, we are able to be #1 in these subjects. And we don't just publish journals and books, as I said, we do have other types of publications. And you see articles and reviews actually fall under journals. Articles is for like primary research papers. The reviews, as they suggest, is reviews of published articles. In book portfolio, we have many book types, briefs and pivots, short books, or summary of books. Thesis is like more thesis published in the universities. The proceedings and lecture notes are the articles and presentations, conferences. Handbooks and major reference works are mostly used by students and people use a lot to, consisting dictionary, encyclopedia, etc. We also have other database platforms, such as Spring Nature experiments on bioscience protocols, Spring materials focused on organic and inorganic materials from famous books, Mendoin and Bernstein. Agency science on drug development. But based on what I understand, the audience today is more on social science and humanities science. Okay, I have covered the introduction of Spring Nature. Now we move on to the major part. So first of all, to logically structure for management. An effective communicator always keeps readers in mind and provides the information they are looking for. The readers will have 4 main questions about the study. Why your study needs to learn? What did you do? What did you find? And how does this study apply to you? And because of this, articles are usually structured in such a way to answer each of the questions. The introduction, the methods, the result, and the discussion. And I will look at each one briefly. The first question that your readers want to answer is why your study needs to be done. And this is generally answered in the introduction section. You should start off work and then guide your readers down to the specific things. and you begin with the basic background information your readers need to understand the context of the study. And please keep in mind that the type of journal you are submitting. If you are submitting to an international journal, you be sure to emphasize the worldwide relevance of your topic. Furthermore, if you are submitting to a broad focus journal, then you will need to provide more background information so people outside your immediate field can understand clearly the context of the research. However, if you are submitting to a specialized journal, you will not, give such information because the general readers will likely be familiar with the topic you're talking about. Once you have provided context, you now need to tell your readers what is currently known about the topic. So you will need to discuss what has been recently published about this topic, making sure you are citing studies that are up to date and broadly distributed worldwide. This is especially important if you are submitting to an international journal. Once you have told your readers what is known about the topic, now you can tell them what is not known. And this is the research problem that serves as a basis of your study. This will then lead into your specific aims. Be sure that your aims directly address the research problem you identify. It is in this way that your readers will clearly understand why your study needs to be done. The next question you need to address is what you did, and often answer in the method section. This section will be important for people in your field, not only to reproduce what you have done, but also to build on what you have done. The more people that build on it, the more impact and influence you will have in the field. Then that is how you build up your reputation. However, just keep in mind that this section is not only essential for researchers to read. It is also one of the first section carefully evaluate review. If reviewers see that you did not use an appropriate and up-to-date methodologies, they will usually recommend the journal editor to check the manuscript. So be sure to include all the information the readers need to, critically evaluate your study design. So what do your readers need to know? First, you will need to discuss who and what was used in the study. That is, for example, of participants, the text, and materials used for experiments. Mention it clearly here. You will then need to describe how you perform the experiments, including any controls necessary to validate these tables. And lastly, you need to describe how you analyze your data, the quantification methods you use, and if you use models and equations, you will need to define all variables and assumptions, and identify the statistical tests that you use to determine the significance. If you logically organize all the relevant information about your study design, you will have successfully answered the second question. I usually use study design for methodologies. The third question your readers will answer is what you found, and this is done in the result section. Keep in mind, however, although you are very familiar with your findings, your readers not. So if you do not, logically present your findings, they can become easily confused. So for many fields, a nice logical presentation includes initial observation, with characterization of that observation. And finally, how this observation is useful to the field. That is, what's the application? And let me give you an example. Let's say you are fabricating a human brain that can be used in wastewater treatment. Well, that is your initial observation. So those findings should be presented first. But now the readers want more information about this brain. They want you to categorize it for them to into more detail. So you will then present your findings, categorizing the physical and chemical properties of this membrane under different conditions. And lastly, the readers want to know why this membrane is useful. What is its application? So he will then present the findings, comparing the efficacy of this membrane with those of other membranes. And in this way, you can ultimately guide the readers through your findings. Yes, I know most of you from humanity and social science, but more or less it is the same. You still have to do your test, you still have to do some sample, etc. So the structure is actually the same. You should also write a result section in subsection, and with each is a very clear subsetting and corresponding to a single figure. This is because it is easier for readers to understand complex information when it is presented one day at a time. Try to avoid information overload. And each subsection should begin by introducing the findings, such as figure 1 shows this, figure 2 shows that. In that way, readers know what to expect in that section. And when readers know what to expect, they will understand those ideas more quickly. And in the final section, the discussion, you will answer the last key question: how the study contributes to you. I like to think of this section as the opposite of the introduction. If you still remember the introduction, you start broad and then narrowly guide your search of your readers down to the specific aims. And in the discussion, you want to start narrow and then summarize your key findings and guide your readers back out to the general implications these findings have for the field. And to do this, you need to interpret your findings. You will have to describe how your findings are similar or different compared with those that have already been published. You will have to discuss any unexpected or negative results. You should never hide negative results. You should never hide anything from you. Just why you think it serves these findings. How you can search. Also be sure to describe any limitations in your study design. Your ability to identify the limitations or measures to take for the future to control actually have to establish your expertise. At the end of the discussion, sometimes a separate section is. Please remember this is the last section that closely identifies readers. So be sure to discuss what is most important about the study, including the main conclusion. And if you logically structure your discussion, it will be clear for the readers how this study contributes to the key. So in the end, you will have logically structured manuscript that answers all the questions. Why the study is to be done, what you did, what you found, how you studied the last year. But then, in addition to a nice linear flow of information, I strongly recommend you to link your ideas together throughout the manuscript. I already mentioned that your objective should be directly related to the research problem. But this also means that your key findings should be only those that are related to your objectives. Finally, ensure that the conclusion answers the question like in the introduction.
Kita nak nyari siapa yang mau sini ya.
Think of your manuscript like a story. So if you highlight an important problem in the beginning of the story, the readers expect an answer to the question by the time you finish. And that answer is your conclusion. So linking your ideas together throughout the manuscript will help emphasize the significance and relevance of the study. Now, before your readers will have a chance to read the paper, you need to get their attention first. And that is why you answer in my questions, what struck in the notes, or which one to start first. When you will do that, to get their attention, you will do that with your title. And this is what people will first see when looking for articles. And because of this, there are some important points to keep in mind about what should and should not be. Your title should clearly state what is most important about your study. That is what you do. The title will also be used in indexing databases online. So be sure to include 1 or 2 keywords to improve visibility. And lastly, keep your title short. When people are quickly reading page after page of titles in these online databases, they may skip one step too long. Now, what should you avoid in your title? First, avoid questions. These types of titles are not good because it is not what the readers are looking for. They already have questions. They just want answers. And the answer to the question is what is the most important of the study. Also, avoid method-based titles such as an investigation or ABC. Readers want to know what you found, not what you did. So for both questions and method-based titles, readers need to read the abstract to find out what they are looking for. And lastly, avoid abbreviations. If people outside of your immediate field are not familiar with the abbreviation, they will not understand the title. So be sure your title is a precise description of what is most important about the study, what was investigated, what was measured, what are the samples. If you get attention of the reader, now you have to give them the best first impression of your paper with your abstract. Your abstract is the first time they can evaluate the importance of the aims, the significance of the results, and the relevance of the conclusions. And it is, in addition, it is also the first time they can evaluate the clarity of your writing. So if they see that you cannot really communicate these important aspects of your study in the abstract, they will assume, and based on their first impression, that you cannot do very clearly. So how do you give your reader a good first impression? Well, you need to provide the information necessary for them to validate those safety questions that I mentioned. That's why your abstract is a summary of the paper. You need to give them background information so readers understand why the study needs to be done. You need to state your aims and study design to address an important research question. You need to highlight the key findings of your study. Please remember that for many readers, this will be the only thing they read about the study. It is not that they don't want to read the full article, they just don't have all the time to read through everything. So what they will do is usually they read abstracts regularly to stay up to date with you. And because of this, you need to make sure your key findings are clearly communicated in your abstract. And lastly, be sure to state your main conclusion, which should answer the important questions and the key implications of your study as it here. And this will help emphasize the relevance of your study and encourage readers to download and read your article. Remember, your goal is not only to be published, but also to be widely read and viewed. This is how you have impact. And a well-written abstract is an important way to achieve that goal. Now that we have reviewed about logically structuring your ideas throughout your manuscript, let us now discuss the publication strategy. The main purpose of this section is to help you understand the thought process you need to go through in designing the type of journal that is most suitable for your study. Your goals are to publish quickly and have impact in the field. And this is how you build up your reputation and advance your career. To do this, you need to choose the most appropriate journal and communicate the relevance of the study to the journal editor. Many young authors think that their goal is to publish in the journal with the highest impact factor. And that's why we see some of you choose impact factor as factors in designing a journal. Honestly, that is not correct to me. I would say wrong, but this is not appropriate because your goal is to be widely read, and that is how you have impact. And to do that, you have to be sure you publish in the journal that will allow you to reach out to the right audience. And in other words, which journal will have allowed you to best reach your target audience. Just because you published in a high impact factor journal does not mean your article is widely read, because the article may not hit the aim and scope of the journalism. And if it is not widely read, it will not have impact. So focus on the impact of the article, not the impact factor of the journal. You need to distinguish between the impact and impact factor, because impact factor is for the whole journal. It's not for your article. It's not down to the article level. So what you need to look at is all the metrics to measure your article, like citations, number of downloads. Nowadays, we are talking about the metrics. The metrics is like social media, mentions, news, blogs. So these are all the metrics that we can use to measure your article. So don't focus on the impact factor of the journal, because this is for the journal editor. It's not really for the authors. So, first of all, most important question: who is your target audience? How do you find your target audience? So first of all, you need to ask yourself the most important question. And this is the one: the target audience. What are your researchers located in your region or in the worldwide? What are your researchers investigating or studying? Your subject area or related area? So what do you want to influence apart from the researchers? Say the industry, policymakers, educators, or general public? So your audience has a great influence to you to choose the right journal. The easiest assessment you can make is where are your findings relevant. If your findings are useful for researchers worldwide, of course, you should choose an international journal. However, if the findings are only, if your findings are only useful for researchers in your specific areas, such as Indonesia or Asia Pacific, then you should choose a regional journal. It may be hard to convince an international journal editor that your regionally specific findings will be of interest to readers in South Brazil, and you have to convince them. But if you do have regionally specific findings and you feel that they are useful worldwide for the research area and then extend to global, then an international journal will be appropriate. However, you need to spend more time to clearly explain this in your cover letter to the journal editor, why they have to accept the regionally specific findings. You need to decide who will be interested in reading the findings. Who do you want to influence? If you are trying to reach only readers in your specific review, then a specialized journal will be appropriate. However, if your findings will have impact for readers in other fields, then a broad focus journal will be more appropriate to reach to these readers. Especially nowadays, we see more researchers focusing on multidisciplinary areas, and you can choose a broad focus area. There are two publishing models author can choose. It is the subscription or open access journals. Subscription journals are often more established in the field because they are older, they are traditional. They do not charge fees to publish articles because the publishers have copyright. They will publish articles for the authors. But keep in mind, by publishing in these journals, you restrict access to your findings to only those academics or universities have subscription to your journal. So if you want your findings to be more widely available worldwide, then open access will be a more appropriate option. And apart from high accessibility, open access has other benefits such as authors can keep their copyright. In general, papers even have higher downloads. So that's what I said in Asia, researchers are probably more and more access. Of course, not all open access journals are good, not all of them are good. And these are some that promise quick and easy publication of fee. Then you need to be careful. Then how do you identify a trustworthy journal? First, check the publisher. If it is from a reputable publisher like Civitas, then you can be confident that it is a good journal. You can check where the journal is indexed. For example, is it listed in the directory of open access journals? If yes, it is likely a good journal. But also, is it indexed in the databases that the researchers in your field use to rank articles, like Web of Science or Civitas? If not, even if it is published, no one will find it. So always ensure your journal is indexed properly. Almost all open access journals will be charged after acceptance. So if the journals ask for a submission publication fee, then you know mostly these are the planetary journals. Also check the editorial board. They should have a list of international experts, some names that you are familiar with. There is an excellent and free resources website that is available to authors. It's called Civitas Check Submit. And this website will help you check whether a journal is trustworthy and appropriate for your management. So simply click on the link check, and they will give you a nice checklist that you can use. And only if you can answer yes to all of the questions, you feel comfortable with the journal. So I strongly encourage you to use this free resources if you never have it done. So we have now discussed how to use an appropriate journal, how to logically organize your ideas for management. So you're ready to submit? Okay. This next section will cover the important points to keep in mind how to successfully submit a manuscript to the journal. One important thing you have to keep in mind is journal editors are very, very busy. Most of them are not full-time editors, but full-time professors and heads of departments. I think maybe some of you are sitting here. So they will regularly review only when they have time. That means you are competing with other researchers for limited time. So therefore, having an efficient publication strategy means that you effectively communicate the suitability of the study to them. The information they need to evaluate your paper easy to understand cover letter. The first impression are important when you have limited attention from the journal editors.
Upload SK-nya, Bang?
First time they can evaluate the significance and relevance of the study. And this is how they determine if your manuscript is suitable to be published by their journal. If not, they have many other options to choose from. They also want to ensure that the study will be interesting to the readers. Journal editors want to improve the reputation of the journal. And to do this, they publish articles. The published articles need to be widespread. And this is, remember, the journal editors want to have wider authorship and want to have more citation and more downloads. That is the purpose of running the journal. So what information journal editors need when evaluating the suitability of the manuscript? They want to know the title of the manuscript, but also tell the journal editor the type of article it is. Journals publish a variety of article types, such as research articles, short communications, review articles, letters to the editor, etc. And each one is evaluated differently. So let the journal editor know the type of article your manuscript is at the beginning of your cover letter. You next need to briefly describe why the study needs to be done in the scope of the study, and introduce the topic of the study, what challenges researchers are facing regarding this topic. Then concisely discuss your study and achievements. Your study design can highlight one or two most important findings. This is to emphasize why the study is important. And next, you need to convince the journal editor that the manuscript is relevant to the journal's readers. And remember, this is an important issue for the journal editor, as I mentioned. You can recommend to review the concept. I would recommend you to review the 8 books of the journal. You be sure to include one for readers that are exhausted. And this will help establish the suitability of the manuscript, why the journal editor should choose a manuscript over others that also is submitted. Finally, some other additional information is needed. You should highlight important issues. It is also
layar itu.
recommendatory for potential reviewers. Some journals require this, so be sure to read the author guidelines. But even if they don't require it, it is also a good idea and can help speed up the submission process, because finding qualified reviewers can often take time. So of course, you can also exclude reviewers as well to avoid potential conflicts of interest with peer review.
Materi.
And in the end, the logical written cover letter emphasizing the significance and relevance of the study or general ethics. That will increase your chance of publication success. It is always a good idea to read recently published articles in your chosen journal. Then you get a picture of what types of content articles are most accepted by the journal editor. Editors always look for novelty, so the recent published articles more or less show that most of the time you can go to the website, the nature website, check out more information about the editorial policies and publication ethics. Peer review is an essential step in the journey of manuscript. However, it is important to remember that journal editors still play an essential role in making final decisions. The first decision they will make is whether or not the manuscript meets the basic requirements of the journal. If not, they will not even send it to review. If they feel that, yeah, it may be suitable for the journal, then they will find reviewers to evaluate the manuscript. And these reviewers will then give them recommendations on how the manuscript can be further improved, whether they can publication. The journal editor will then assess his comments and decide whether to reject the manuscript or send it back to the author for revision. After revisions, the author will send back an improved manuscript for another round of evaluation. If the journal editor feels that all the reviewer's comments have been addressed, then the journal editor may accept the manuscript. In some cases, the manuscript may even go through another round of peer review to be safe. So that's why I say, while the reviewers play an essential role in the process, it is still the journal editor who makes the final decision. Now that you have convinced the journal editor that for studying you have overcome the first obstacle in publishing. The next one you have to face is peer review. I mentioned it many times. Although many authors view peer review like this, that like slaughtering a long journey, but remember that peer review actually is a positive process. During the peer review, experts in the field take time out of the busy schedules to give the advice on how you can improve the quality of the study and the manuscript. And then remember, they do this free of charge. And by being externally reviewed, peer review ensures that only those studies that are most relevant for the field and that are scientifically sound are published. This process can then directly influence the advancement of the field. Of course, you have to ensure the journal editor has all the information they need to make a decision. And this is done in the response letter. And one of the most common mistakes that authors make in the response letter, and actually journal editors hate because only saying that, yeah, the revision was done, and not to mention what the revisions were. Please remember, journal editors are always busy. They don't have time to hunt for your changes in your revised manuscript. So you need to make it easy for them to assess if you have fully revised the manuscript. So be sure to state in the response letter what was revised, where those revisions are found. Then your revised manuscript, make the changes easy to see and spot. For example, you can use a highlight pen to make sure the number of pages, etc. Because this will facilitate the review process and help you publish more quickly. Of course, you may not always agree with what was what the reviewers comment. So what should you do if you think the comments are unfair? First of all, calm down. Discuss with colleagues to get the third party angle. They may have different views from your own. Secondly, check the journal to see if they have similar findings or styles explored. Double check if you need additional support for your conclusions to make it clear that it is important to think. And also check against the journal's intent scope to see if you are aligned with it. Sometimes the journal editors have to reject because it's not about the quality of the paper. It's just about the intent scope of the readership. But if at the end, you still find the reviewer's requests are unfair by checking everything, then you should contact the journal editor. Because reviewers, yes, may be working in the field, but they may not know every study or some niche research areas. Then it may become a little bit unfair or biased to those comments. So talk to the journal editor directly if you still have doubt. They welcome your comments or suggestions. Also, it also gives them a chance to evaluate their own peer reviewers as well. Regardless of how good your study or manuscript is, you may still not be successful in your target. Remember, you have a lot of competition for this place. And remember, this happens to everyone, so please don't take it personally. And next, learn from the experience. What didn't you like about your manuscript? Can you revise it to improve it further? And lastly, resubmit your revised manuscript to another journal. I'm sorry that you cannot revise the manuscript. I mean, if you are rejected, you cannot revise it and submit to the same journal because it's already rejected. Unless you have some new findings, then you can submit a new article. But if you are based on the old manuscript, revise it a little bit further, what you can do is to choose another journal. So as publishers, we want to help you. And Springer Nature has an excellent transfer desk that can help you choose which journal if you write review from our portfolio of journals. So this is our transfer desk. Because one of the most time-consuming parts of rejections is the problem of finding another suitable journal to submit your manuscript again. Sometimes editors have to reject some manuscripts for reasons other than research quality. So Springer Nature launched the transfer desk service many years ago, and our transfer desk submit subject matter experts to analyze your manuscript with the help of our advanced journal matching technology, and taking into account of your submission preferences and any editor or reviewer's comment to find the best journal for research. But please note that a transfer desk doesn't mean a guarantee of publication, but just to transfer the manuscript to another journal. And we have launched several mega journals which cover multidisciplinary subjects, and there must be one journal already for manuscript. Nature also use journal transfer as well. Nature may not be very popular among you today because nature is more on life science. Transfer service for nature. So if papers are rejected from nature because the content is too specialized, nature editors would recommend transferring the submission to a nature research journal, such as, for example, Nature Photonics. If they feel the results are breakthroughs for the field, or they will transfer the manuscript to Nature Communications if they feel the results will have less impact. Manuscripts that are technically sound but not significant advancement for review will be recommended to transfer to scientific reports. Nature Communications and scientific reports are open access. Now, if you are accepted, you can do celebration. But don't passively wait for people to find out, because they may not know that you have published an article, and you need to actively promote it to the view. You should attend conferences to discuss your work. You will be able to interact with your peers face-to-face, discuss recent studies, and these are most likely your target readers. So let them know what you have published. By doing so, you will not only improve your impact, but you will likely establish a new round of collaborations that can further improve your reputation and publication output. You should also promote your article on social media, because I think you use a lot of social media. If you can promote the recently published work via a link to the article on the publisher's site, you can put it on LinkedIn, Twitter, or Facebook to more broadly reach your target or readers worldwide. Please keep in mind, however, although social networks are great for open access articles because people do not need to log in to reach paper, they can be a burden on articles. And Script Nature has addressed this important issue with our new platform, content sharing. Content sharing on Script Nature allows people to reach and publish articles even without We are happy to announce that this is available for Script Nature's entire portfolio on Open 2000. So how does content sharing work? After you publish the Script Nature, you simply go to the articles page. And from there, you will see an option to share your published article. Click on this option to get a shareable link. When anyone clicks on a shareable link, for example, on tweet, they will be able to read your full text article online. If they have sufficient access to the journal, they can download the PDF. But if they don't, they can still read the full text article online, but they cannot download, print, or share the article. So our aim is really to increase the discoverability of the article and make discovery advancing. Okay, today we have focused on being an effective communicator, ensuring that the information readers read for now and understood quickly and efficiently. And we review how to organize ideas, structures, and manuscript to effectively communicate them to readers. We then discuss how to choose the best structure for the manuscript to reach to the most appropriate audience. Lastly, we cover how to communicate the suitability of the manuscript to the journal editor and how to successfully navigate the peer review process. By doing this, you will not only be published, but also more widely read. This will lead to increased citations and build up the reputation of you, as well as that of institutions. We hope this workshop has been helpful for you, but we do recognize that people may want more assistance in improving their publication success. And we are happy to say that Script Nature can help reach more. We have different types of paid training available. The first classes is an on-site tailor-made training based on your requirements. It can last 8 or 6 days. It's conducted by our Nature editors. Nature Masterclass Live Workshop. In live workshop, general publishing talk and scientific writing training. Nature Research Academics And on our website, we also provide free online research support. If you go to spring.com, under it, there is author review tutorials. And you will see free tutorials in different topics such as writing a manuscript, peer review, open access, etc. So that's basically what I want to say today. Terima kasih. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Actually, you can online, for those online, you can put it in the Zoom chat box. For those who are face to face, you can still use the Mentimeter. Maybe open use the same one to put your questions. If you want to speak out loudly, ask questions, you are really free to do so. If you want to. Those online. Thank you, Mabel. Thank you, Mabel, to enrich all of our insight, how to journal, manuscript structure, and etc. Now we entering the session for Q&A. If all the participants in here have any questions, please kindly raise your hand, introduce yourself, and ask the questions directly to Mabel. Yeah, I can see Bapak in there. Can I welcome? Bapak siapa dari mana? Buat peserta di Zoom, jika memiliki pertanyaan bisa di chat box ataupun bisa melalui Menti. You have 10 minutes for Q&A session.
Bisa didengar. Bahasa Indonesia. Lalu pertanyaan yang sering dijumpai adalah bagaimana kita menentukan satu jurnal itu bagus atau redaktor apa yang bisa kita buka bahwa satu jurnal itu redaktor.
Dengan Bapak siapa Pak dari
Oh ya, Pak Wahyudi dari Fakultas Ekonomi.
Pak Wahyudin. Wahyudin dari Fakultas Ekonomi. Bagaimana memutuskan satu jurnal itu bagus atau tidak? Apa
biasanya predator
membedakan itu jurnal predator atau tidak? Do you have any questions? How do you have any tips how to choose the journals? How to differentiate this is predator or not? Do you have any tips for that?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it in one of the slides that how to identify a trustworthy journal. So first of all, look at the publishers, because I think those of the people who know who are the scientific publishers in the world, like Nature, Taylor and Francis, OUP, CUP, LCT. So these are all the big publishers. Definitely will have trustworthy journals. And then the other is the Think Check Summit that I mentioned. It is a free resources website that you can put it your how to do it, but they will give you a list of questions. Then you just tick, 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 whether you are able to answer yes to those questions. Then you know that if everything is yes, then you know that journal is trustworthy. And then also you check whether it is indexed, because only those that are eligible journals are indexed in those databases, famous or available worldwide, like Scopus, Web of Science, or other social science index platforms. So I would say these are the few things that you can consider. And also one of the major factors deciding a predatory journal is what they want to get from you. Of course, it's money. So when they ask you for money to submit an article before it is accepted, without going through a proper peer review, then probably they are predatory journal.
Saya bantu terjemahkan ya Kak Fahidi. Jadi menurut Mabel, salah satu tipsnya tadi sudah dijelaskan dalam materinya. Pertama, kalau mau tahu jurnal itu bereputasi atau tidak predatory, kita bisa identifikasi dari penerbit jurnal itu sendiri. Beberapa penerbit itu sudah punya brand, saya sudah punya impact, sudah punya nama seperti Pustaka, Nature, Sense Direct, Authorship, sudah beberapa disebutkan. Dan juga kita pertama, jadi bisa dilihat dari penerbitnya siapa, jurnal penerbitnya itu siapa. Lalu yang kedua, kita juga bisa mengecekkan dengan mengecek melalui indeksnya di mana. Misalnya jurnal itu sudah terindeks atau belum melalui, kita bisa cek di Scopus, di Web of Science, atau di Civitas gitu. Dan kedua, lalu yang ketiga kita juga bisa lihat saat kita submit. Karena biasanya jurnal-jurnal predator itu tujuannya hanyalah untuk scamming, untuk mencari uang, mencari keuntungan. Perlu diketahui Bapak Ibu, biasanya jurnal-jurnal yang reputasi itu tidak akan men-charge customer atau penulis sebelum jurnalnya itu ter-accept. Jadi kalau Bapak Ibu sudah submit belum apa-apa sudah dimintain uang, itu biasanya sudah ciri-ciri dia adalah predatory. Kalau yang sesuai dengan regulasi, biasanya jurnal Bapak Ibu, artikel yang Bapak Ibu kirim itu diperiksa dulu, dicek dulu. Kalau ternyata sudah sesuai, dan baru itu akan dikenakan biaya. Nah, biaya itu biasanya juga dikasih opsi lagi, apakah Bapak Ibu mau bayar atau Bapak Ibu mau cari istilahnya kolaborasi supaya Bapak Ibu nggak usah bayar agar jurnal artikel ini bisa terpublikasi seperti itu. Cukup jelas Pak Jadi. Ya,
ada satu lagi.
Oh iya.
Kebetulan saya mau sambil baru kata saja sudah diminta 20 US $. Setelah diterima nanti dibayar secara 150 US $. Belum diterima dan minta sama. Jadi belum diterima baru sampai minta 20 US $, tapi setelah nanti diterima bisa apakah itu bisa
So he tried to submit his paper, but when the first he tried to register, the producer charged him for $20 US, and then after that he said that if the paper accepted by producer, he will charge again like $135 USD. Do you think this is scamming?
It is not accepted. The article is not accepted.
This is Pak, mungkin pertama saya boleh diinformasikan nama publishernya jika berkenan, atau mungkin apakah papernya sudah terakses atau belum?
Semprot di sini.
Makanya ganti yang baru.
Yang ngomong nggak berani pula.
Iya.
Saya fixkan karena itu saya perlu tanya kebetulan ada acara ini juga saya perlu pastikan. nama jurnalnya ini International Journal of Business and Society. Lalu
I think first of all, authorship will not double charge for open access. What publisher is it? What I want to say is, publisher will not double charge for any articles because that's mentioned about pay the first round and pay the second round. There is no way for publishers to charge 2 times. And also, if the paper is not yet accepted, you do not have to pay. This is one thing you need to remember, that never pay in advance if the article is not accepted yet.
Nanti kita mungkin bisa diskusi lebih lanjut terkait hal tersebut setelah sesi ini. Ada more on this business, right? Next questions, please. Bapak.
Terima kasih. Saya Pak Heri dari Pustaka Negeri. Pertanyaannya, bagaimana cara mencari jurnal yang APC-nya free, ya, di round satu cara cepatnya gitu ya. Kalau yang tadi kan yang berbayar, kita maunya yang gratis-gratis saja. Nomor 1. Nomor 2, bagaimana policy dari Spinnernatur untuk penggunaan AI dalam penulisan. Nomor 2. Nomor 3, bisa dijelaskan tentang quality assessment checklist supaya kita bisa menulis artikel high quality. Terima kasih.
Bisa diulang pertanyaan nomor 2.
Bagaimana kebijakan dari policy dari Spinnernatur tentang penggunaan AI dalam membuat artikel?
Ya, thank you Pak. Pak Hari ya. Pak Hari. Pak Hari from Brawijaya University. We have 3 questions. The first is, he asked the tips and trick how to find the free journals in the Springer Nature, right? The fastest way to find the free journal in Springer Nature. Like journal, in website. I think I can help you Pak for that. So you want to read or it's ini buat akses doang kan Pak sampai download. Oh, buat submit. APC. Oh, how to find free APC journals in Springer Nature first. And the second, does Springer Nature have any policy, a new policy about artificial intelligence in submitted article paper? And another questions, apa Pak, quality assessment?
Ya, supaya kita bisa menulis artikel high quality.
Do you have any tips that so the writer can have quality assessment to writing Springer Nature?
Okay, it's a good question. So first one about the APC. For those who don't understand APC, it is called Article Processing Charge, and that is for open access. That means author pay the APC to publish. But they keep all the copyright and they can use the article freely. And it is open access to everybody. That means either accessibility, discoverability, and also probably have high citations and downloads. APC, I won't say discrimination and say it's free APC, because APC is APC. But if your project is funded by your department, by any funder, or any government, then you can use that funding to publish in our article. Because there are a lot of funders around the world. Actually, they do have specific research area, subject area that you can apply for the fund. So you can try to look for the fund, and but if it is really very hard to, submit the article by paying the APC, you can at our website to check there is any waiver. We do provide waivers to some of the countries, for those developing countries, but I won't say Indonesia is one of them. Indonesia is no more developing countries, I'm sorry. But you may also try to check with our journal editor, because each journal has slightly different policy in terms of article charge, and they charge differently as well, depending on the journal itself. This one I need to check with my colleague, because we do have division focusing on AI. We are looking at the potential of the AI as well as the challenging of AI, because we see AI actually brings a lot of convenience to nowadays day-to-day work. You can make use of the AI to do some of the housework, you can use AI to generate text, etc. But it may also harm human being as well. So we do have policy, but I cannot tell you right now. I have to check with my colleagues, because we are looking at the pros and cons of AI, how we as publishers can make use of AI. But we do see AI for robotics, machine intelligence is one of the ways to go. Definitely no way for us to stop it, but how to make it in a better way. I think, first of all, one of the questions that I received the most from the potential authors is how to write proper English for international publishers, because all the manuscripts should be written in English. But for most of the countries in Asia, we are not native speakers. So we find that writing in English is something very difficult. As I said at the beginning, learning a language is not a one day or just a few days and you can learn a language. It takes time. So that's why we do provide some service, but honestly, it is a paid service, it is editing service from our expert. They can evaluate your English from the angle, how to improve it from your subject area. But at the same time, I encourage most of the authors to read as many articles as possible. Because by reading those articles in your same subject area, you understand the styles or the types they write in the publishing. So you get the basic understanding of what is the novelty in your subject area, what is the latest trend, how to write in a proper way, what is the introduction, what is the abstract, what is the discussion, how to structure them in a proper way. The more you read, the more understanding you will get from reading those articles. This is what I can give you at this moment, because for free, this is the only way that it can improve, right? It is not just improve the way you write, but also improve the understanding or the style of English. And also go to springer.com. There are more tutorials free of charge that you can go through it by section by section.
Baik, untuk yang pertama tentang FVC, kalau Bapak Ibu sekalian belum tahu, jadi FVC itu adalah charge di saat paper tersubmit yang teraccept. Jadi kalau ada paper yang sudah disubmit di penerbit di jurnal, biasanya akan dikenakan charge. Nah, ditanya apakah ada nggak sih yang free FVC di Springer Nature? Jawabannya sejauh ini belum ada yang free. Maka how if the journal is open access? It's not.
If it's not open access, actually you can choose between subscription and open access. Open access for sure you have to pay, but if you don't want to pay, you can still publish in the traditional model, and that is subscription model. Just that for those who want to read your articles, they should have the access that is subscription.
Jadi kalau Bapak Ibu misalnya submit artikel nih, mau artikelnya bisa dibaca orang secara bebas, open access, itu Bapak Ibu biasa dikenakan edisi. Nah, itu kena charge. Tapi kalau misalnya Bapak Ibu nggak mau dikenakan charge, jadi si pembaca yang harus bayar, harus subscribe ke si penerbitnya buat bisa baca. Nah, itu Bapak Ibunya si submit si autornya yang nggak perlu bayar apapun. Jadi kayak in the both way gitu. Jadi sistem bisnis modelnya seperti itu. Intinya kalau FVC yang gratis untuk submit di open access itu tidak ada. Jadi bisa dikasih alternatifnya itu mencari kolaborasi, misalnya mencari pendanaan dari lembaga-lembaga ataupun bidang-bidang penelitian yang punya ingin riset di hasil sesuai dengan yang lagi kita teliti, kurang lebih seperti itu. Lalu yang kedua tentang AI, apa sih, ada nggak sih kebijakan dari Springer Nature terkait AI yang sekarang lagi hits ini? Sejauh ini dari tim Springer Nature sudah bikin divisi khusus tentang AI, tapi mohon maaf, Mabel belum ada informasi terupdate. Nanti kalau misalnya sudah ada akan diinformasikan. Tapi saat ini Springer Nature sudah working on it, gitu. Sudah membuat divisi khusus untuk AI. Lalu yang ketiga tentang quality assessment, mungkin tips yang dari Mabel lebih fokuskan adalah tentang negara-negara berkembang khususnya di Asia Tenggara yang bahasa utamanya itu bukan bahasa Inggris. Jadi salah satu quality yang pengen ditekankan itu dalam penulisan bahasa Inggrisnya itu masih banyak yang kurang gitu. Jadi si Mabel tadi sampaikan kalau di Springer sendiri kita ada itu yang Mabel yang di website ya Springer.com itu pelatihan atau kasih tips dan trik untuk menulis dengan lebih baik, kurang lebih seperti itu. Terima kasih Pak Heri. Ini sudah jam 12, mungkin pertanyaan ditutup kali ya, atau mungkin kalau ada pertanyaan lain mungkin bisa email ke Mabel. If the audience has any further questions, can they send me by email? Yes. Kalau ada pertanyaan lebih lanjut nanti bisa di email dan mau ada quiz ya Mabel. Ada quiz online, right? Yes. Masih ada satu sesi quiz online, nanti akan ada hadiahnya.
Will my slide share with the audience? And they don't have to. Okay. Yeah, because I will send the slides to the library and then it will be shared afterwards, so you don't have to copy my email.
Okay. Ya. Jadi Bu Nancy nanti slide-nya akan di-share langsung ke library. Jadi nanti dari library can share to all the participants.
Okay, last but not the least, we mentioned that we have an online quiz in the beginning, and we will have, very correctly, we will have 4 questions, and using the Mentimeter.
Ya Bapak Ibu, tolong Mentinya diaktifkan lagi, dibuka lagi HP-nya.
Let me go back to the QR code if you have a
Moderator apa? Bagian multimedia mungkin bisa dibantu diarahkan layarnya ke slide, ke layar supaya bisa di-view QR code-nya. Terima kasih. Fokuskan ya.
I will show the questions, and it's not just about answer them correctly, but also to answer it quickly, because the system will calculate the time that you spend on question. The faster you submit, the more points you will get. So at the end, we will pick 3 winners together.
Terbenar, tercepat dan terbenar. Paling cepat dan paling benar 3 pertama.
Yeah, you have to create your own name. I think you know it on the screen. Because at the end, for the top 3, it will be shown, and then we will call out the names. Are you ready? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let the game begin. Four and 6 people already joined. 5 and 6. Okay. All right. I will start the first one. First question. To see how much attention you pay to my presentation. I'm supposed to get more points. Only 15 seconds is granted. Remember in the beginning, I mentioned that readers usually have questions. Yes, that's correct. They usually have 4 questions in their mind. So let's see. Okay, now one leading is Ila. Yes. Okay, the next question. Ready? Do not include in a couple letters in general emphasize. This one is difficult. Okay, you see. It's still Ila. Right. Now the third question. What is the name of the website we can check whether a journal is trustworthy and appropriate for the manuscript? I mentioned it many times, even in the Q&A section. Websites called Think, Check, Submit. Okay, come to the last question, and then we can see who is the winner. Spring Nature has a tool on article level that you can send your article to your peers even though they don't have subscription. What is the name? Easy. Share. Alright, so we do this.
Yeah.
Is it online?
No, no one finds it.
Is it our online audience or what? Wait, I will check in the chat box. No? Oh, hi! Terima kasih. One final question. May I ask you to use one word that is worth today, just one word that it will all work out. Thank you, everyone. Terima kasih. I will try to learn more bahasa next time. Aduh, sih bahasa yang Bapak Ibu sekalian yang saya hormati, sudah di penghujung acara. Terima kasih sekali lagi saya ucapkan kepada seluruh peserta, khususnya yang sudah hadir pada kegiatan seminar hari ini. Di kegiatan Authorship seminar How to Get Published and the Useful Tool for Research bersama Dengan, di mana kegiatan ini bekerjasama dengan 3 perguruan tinggi negeri yang ada di Malang, yaitu Universitas Negeri Malang, Universitas Brawijaya, Universitas Islam Negeri Malang Ibrahim. Dan terima kasih sebesar juga saya ucapkan kepada Perpustakaan Universitas Negeri Malang, khususnya kepada Ibu Renzi yang sudah mau direpotkan atas kegiatan ini yang telah bersedia menjadi tuan rumah, kepada Pak Authorship dan kepada seluruh tim perpustakaan. Dan mohon maaf jika ada kekurangan atau hal-hal yang kurang berkenan pada kegiatan hari ini. Dan semoga kegiatan ini dapat bermanfaat bagi seluruh peserta sekalian. Dan semoga kegiatan ini dapat dilakukan di lain waktu dan lain kesempatan. Sampai bertemu di kegiatan-kegiatan selanjutnya. Saya Widianti, saya undur diri menjadi moderator. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dan hari ini saya
Baik, terima kasih Bu Wiwi dan Miss Mabel atas pemaparan yang sudah kita saksikan bersama ya para peserta. Baik, mohon kepada para peserta agar bisa unjuk diri, tidak segera meninggalkan kegiatan hari ini karena di akhir kegiatan akan ada foto bersama. Baik, Hadirin yang berbahagia, demikianlah rangkaian acara pada pagi hingga siang hari ini. Mudah-mudahan kegiatan yang kita laksanakan hari ini bisa memberikan manfaat bagi kita semua. Mewakili segenap pimpinan untuk perpustakaan dan rekan-rekan media, kami mengucapkan terima kasih atas perhatiannya. Lalu kami mohon maaf jika ada salah atau tutur kata maupun layanan kami yang kurang berkenan di hati para peserta. Kami mohon maaf. Kami akhiri. Allahumma fiqh wa barik. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sampai jumpa di kegiatan perpustakaan. Mohon khusus untuk Ibu Lorenzia, lalu Pak Mufid, lalu Ibu Wiwi dan Ismail Tang agar bersedia berfoto bersama dulu di depan. Dan perwakilan dari UB bisa Bu Pri atau Pak Heri monggo. Ya, untuk menggantikan Pak Iwan, monggo Bu Pri bisa ke depan. Baik, selain itu kami informasikan kepada beberapa peserta yang namanya kami sebutkan agar tidak lantas meninggalkan langsung kegiatan hari ini. Ada Galung Nurul Indah hadir di sini. Lalu Tahil Biduril hadir. Lalu Yerisa Maharani, lalu Taufik, Yeni Yusela dan Yulianti. Nah, yang tadi saya sebutkan bisa menemui saya dulu di depan ya, karena terkait dengan sertifikat yang akan kami berikan, Anda belum masuk di dalam grup WhatsApp yang telah kami buat. Demikian. Baik, terima kasih atas perhatiannya. Silakan bisa melanjutkan kegiatan atau rutinitas kerjanya. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Baik. Sebelumnya mohon untuk yang maju ke depan ya, memasuki di sela-sela bangku di depan karena ada foto bersama dengan peserta. Mohon maaf. Jadi Bu Renzi bisa berdiri, Bu Pri, mohon maaf di depan lagi pesertanya foto bersama dengan pihak speaker maker dan kepala perpustakaan UI, UB dan UM. Nah, di depan sini, ya teman-teman biar kelihatan di sini. Insya Allah barangnya aman karena ada rekan-rekan yang akan menjaga. Pak, mau di depan.
Iya.
Ya. Oh, ke daerah belakangnya ya. Mepet nggak apa-apa Mas? Ya. Mbaknya bisa bergeser ke area belakang. Terlihat kan Anda? Ya. Nah, literasi Bapak Ibu. Oke. Sudah cukup kan Anda? Sudah? Yang dari rumah sudah? Oke, baik, terima kasih. Sampai jumpa di kegiatan perpustakaan.